Hello Videoland, and welcome to another edition of Some Guy Opens Up a Box of Something and Builds It in Front of You. Brought to you by Some Guy. Today, we are going to open up and build the Champion 7-ton portable hydraulic splitter, log splitter. This baby is not so big in terms of a large log splitter you drag behind your vehicle. This came into the door, no problem. Came into the door, what, that's 20. I got my hand truck right there, so it wasn't really a big deal. It's 20. Where are we at there? 43. And what is she? A foot and an inch high? 13 inches high. Very heavy. One person is going to have to be big to move it, or have a friend. Let's go ahead and snap some of these up. Okay, don't worry if you can't see me razoring it. I assure you, it's being popped. Okay, another big deal there. Let's go ahead and pull these out of the way. Let's throw them behind us.
Nice and shrink wrapped, so we can get that little slice. With this one hand.
Okay, hello, and together again, we're going to pull the box apart. So basically, here we have our sales pitch. I think we can see there, yes. Everything is steel and heavy. I gotta tell you, this is not going to be able to be done while holding a phone. Just not gonna happen. No part of this except for where you see the styrofoam coming out. So, we are going to put the phone down, and I'll get everything laid out so you can see what's going on, and then we'll bring the phone back. Okay, video people from Videoland. There really are not too many parts. You've got your hydraulic main item over there. I don't know what you call these things yet. I have no idea. You have the rail, which everything runs on. You have the motor, 2 wheels, the drag hitch, the foot, and then the push pedal. There was also that big metal piece. We're going to pull it all down. I said something earlier about the instructions. The instructions are in that one bag, so I have everything. It's fine. And I won't be able to hold the phone in video, so the one video will stay running, and once in a while we'll bring the phone into play. Okay, so very first step one is to take this plate, which is the axle, and it goes like this, that way. And then I'm going to take my wheels, I'm going to plop them on there, and then I'm going to take in the package, they're not labeled, but I'm going to take that washer there, that's in this kit. Let's see, it's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pouches, and there's a little rinky dinky cotter pin in amongst this big heavy duty thing. So, okay, whatever. First question mark, but we'll go with that. And again, need 2 hands to do it. So I'm going to put it together. If there's any weird things, I'll video it, but otherwise it's just a cotter pin going onto a wheel hub. Okay, nothing fancy. Put the wheels on the plate. Okay. Left wheel, right wheel. Oh no, I put the left wheel on the right side and the right wheel on the left side. Just kidding. See, but these guys already heard the joke. You guys didn't get that joke. So, there's the cotter pins. Bent those up so they're good. They're not going anywhere. Put them through solid. Flip them up. So, as you can see, we're eventually going to take that plate, one of those sides, and plop it around here, screw it into place when we get there. So, that concludes the actual step one. I'll be back. Okay, now before we go any further, even to step 2, I want to answer a question that every one of you has asked. How wide is this thing with the wheels? Well, first I'm going to give you a measurement, and then I'm going to give you a real-world application. So we are at 22 and a quarter. Let's say 23 and 4 because we got the axle. But here is the one thing that the big camera won't see, but you guys will. We're going to put it right up against the door, a regular door. Oh, yeah, that sounded really good on the tile. But anyway, yeah, it's going to fit through a door. Put anywhere you want in the door there. And it will eventually just roll right out of the door. So you guys will just have to take my word for it. It gets heavier the more pieces you add to it. So be careful. Give me a minute. I'm just going to get a drink of water and I will be right back. Going to start on step 2. Welcome back, iPhone viewers. The computer people get to come in a couple seconds before you, and they get to stick around, so remember that. And it takes 2 hands to build this thing. I mean, this is not... I mean, I'm not a small guy, and this is not. Come on, this is not light. So it takes me 2 hands to put it together, and this next step is going to take 2 hands. Now, this is the foot, which came in the box with the wheels. Sorry, here you go. This is the foot piece. I got to show the guys and gals up in the other video land. That is a 9/16. And the way they picture it, they put the foot facing, towards the left. So here's your cutter. Sorry guys, here's the cutter. They have the foot facing that way. There's going to be bolts under there, I guess. We're not going to use that. These came with it. These bolts were already on here. So we're going to loosen those up. I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to screw those on. So, iPhone people, you guys get the up close and personal. I got to make sure I'm leaning forward so the camera people can see. And, all right, we're back, iPhone gang. The dog's in the background. Let's bring in the iPhone crowd. This thing is now sitting on its leg. Okay, nothing fancy. Took it 2 wrenches. 9/16. Did okay, I guess. I wasn't totally impressed with that little tool there, but whatever. And, okay, I will bring everyone back for step 3. iPhone users and everyone, this, if you're seeing this up close, you're on the iPhone. If you have the whole angle and you get to look at my ugly body, you're on the big thing. So, but the point is, I'm really annoyed right now. Not annoyed. I've got it figured out. But there's an issue with the directions. The directions do not identify any of these bolts. Not only that, these here, out of the blue, for no reason, where did I put that other one? Out of the blue, that's a hex. For no reason. That's a hex for no reason. And the other one, although it's smaller, is a regular bolt. Okay? Now, this other one, the bigger bolt, I haven't opened yet. Those who can see that there. It's the exact same thread as this. And you can't tell by the photos in the instructions, but one of these two, and for those of you up there in Big Land, one of those two there goes into here. See, I move my camera. See, that threads. By the way, that threads. And threads underneath of here. It's the same thread. That thread is part of the next step, which I'm going to bolt to there, which is what led to the question. Back to that issue, because now YouTube won't be able to translate me. Don't worry about that. So I think we're going to put the hex, which I don't even have one this big. We're going to put the hex into the side when it calls for it. And then we're going to use the bolt, the hex bolt for underneath. Okay, so that's going to be, we're going to keep it rolling for the iPhone people. And I want you to look at that. Look at the symmetry there, or the lack thereof. So on the right-hand side, where you have that square, that perfect little 4-pack, that's where this gets bolted. See, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. Okay, so we're going to use the bolt section, and we'll figure out what washers they really want us to use. And then we're just going to put that together in about a minute. Again, this thing is so darn heavy, I cannot do it with one hand, so I'm going to put you down. Okay. Alright, hello everyone in video land. What's up there, buddy? Oh, helper. So, we're on step 4, and only step 4, and that is mounting the engine. This thing had a lot of oil on it, so I ended up wiping it down with some rubbing alcohol. There's my assistant. And it's not so bad now. Cleaned it off. I've got these 4 bolts. These are the smaller of the hex bolts. Yeah, that's a treat for the iPhone people. They get to see my helper. The big camera guys don't. And gals don't. So, we're going to mount that in there. Now, the hydraulic piston part of it, the silver part, can you guys see that back here? Over here, that's going to face backwards. The 80cc logo is going to face towards us in relation to everything else. Should be able to reach under there. Oh, and by the way, I was not able to secure those bolts by myself. I had to have my wife hold the thing tilted up while I used a, forgot to mention that was an 11/16 bolt that we put underneath it there. We're going to end up using the this bolt here for the attachment of the bracket to keep that the cylinder on there. So again, it takes 2 hands. So I will put down the phone, camera can watch, and yada yada yada. Okay, all videos are going. So what I ended up using was a 1/2 inch, and this is another annoying thing. This is a 1/2 inch socket wrench. Put underneath. I did my ratcheting for the bolts that were under here. My annoying thing is that we now have a, what did I say? 1/2 inch, verifying. 1/2 inch. We have a 9/16. We used that. We used a 11/16 for the big bolts underneath. Remember, we used the 9/16 for the bolt that goes here on the foot, and 11/16 for the bolt that holds the big rail on. We're going to need a Allen wrench, a large one, an uncommon size. So, I mean, they really didn't, it's like 3 different engineering groups built this thing. So, assembly is garbage. It's going to be fine. It's going to be solid. It'll be ready. It'll be perfect. But, I mean, come on, guys. Okay. We are now going to do steps 5, 6, and 7, just in rapid fire. Number 5 is going to be to mount this piston, and we're going to make sure those pins over there line up with these gaps right here, and for the most part, the big end is going to face out the back. Step number 6, we're going to put the pusher. We will mount the pusher. We'll bring this up so these guys can see. I'll bet that's a different size bolt too. We'll mount the pusher to the piston after we make sure we slide it onto here correctly. Do not be fooled. And then we'll put on the handle, which is right there, simple cotter pin, and then we'll come back to the phone. And this is going to look a lot more like a log splitter. Okay, everyone, as you can see, it's coming together. It's not done. I mean, I definitely could have had it done a lot quicker if I wasn't stopping to make a video. So, but we put the handle on. Whee! Can't see over here. Handle. Oh, you can see. There you go. There's my little scene there. Now, as I mentioned in the last one, I mounted this piece, but I'm not going to fully attach it yet. This Allen bolt here, you guys have seen it enough times. I'm not even going to take it out there. I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to go to Lowe's and actually get a hex nut bolt on the end there. I don't want 3, I mean, we're up to a 9/16, a 11/16, a half. There was 2, we get the Allen, we're going to cut that Allen out and, you know, it just make it a little bit easier. The other thing we did, what else did we do? There was 3 steps. Oh yeah, we mounted this. Now I left this a little loose, like just a half turn loose. You guys can see it over there, I can tell. The pusher, I left it a little loose because I've used log splitters before, and I noticed this had a little play. Now the side bolt over here has one of those wax fillings or hard plastic, so it should stay. It's got a nice little wiggle to it. If you tighten it, that wiggle will go away. Believe me, this is not shoddy. This is not built shoddy. It's just engineered shoddy. Does that make sense? So, I'm going to connect this line here to the ports A and B underneath the cylinder here. Look in there, tap it. So we'll show on the phone. A with the red cap, and then B, that little silver down there. And we'll screw our clamps on there, get that nice and tight. We will also, in the next break, wrap our hydraulic line ends with plumber's tape, showing the camera here. And if you take a note, you might be able to see, you can see, they already did that for these lines here. And on the opposite end, those are the ones we're going to be connecting next. So I might just put the tape on and just connect all these in the next break. And then we'll come back and show you. Part of me wants to wait. I might pause just so we know for sure, because I want to get this bolted and solid and done before we start doing the hydraulic. Plus, it does not come with oil and does not come with any hydraulic fluid. So I've got to go pick that stuff up. So either way, I've got a break coming. By the way, I did set that pin that was not pinned up. This way you can transport it a little easier. Okay, and yeah. So we might pause for the moment. We'll be back. Also want to take a quick step back. This is a little bit of a phone time. The big camera doesn't get this because you guys don't get a wide angle. So you don't really get to appreciate the log splitter. And it's nice. It really has a nice, completely solid feel to it. And we'll get all that connected after our next break. Hello and welcome back. Yes, I did pick this up in the morning. I did complete some of the tasks last night. You guys didn't miss too much. I mean, really, you missed the last few steps. But those steps were, and we still have a good view over there. Good enough angle. So back here, we'll even bring in the phone for this. That one tube, put it on, screwed our little piece on, and that goes into the underneath, I guess, the hydraulic cube, because that is part of the rail there, okay? Now, I also attached, they were easy to figure out. You're not crossing this one over there, this one over there. They all stay right in line. See them? They don't crisscross. This little guy connected there. He was already there. I finished it down there. wrap the plumber's tape around there. I don't know, I thought I did a good job with the plumber's tape there, but it looks like it's coming off. In either case, they're tight. Now, we're gonna bring this thing outside. Oh, by the way, the WD-40, pardon me. The WD-40, I'm gonna use this to spray the rails here. Make sure I move the thing forward, spray a little bit in the back, and then we'll make sure we do that from time to time. I think I may loosen this a little more. I feel like it's, yeah, I'm gonna loosen that. Like I mentioned yesterday, I want some wiggle in that. And we'll put oil in it first. We'll put gas in it. We'll put the initial starter amount that we can into the hydraulic port over here. We'll run it. We're gonna let it suck up the hydraulic fluid. We're gonna turn it off, and then we're going to add more fluid. I bought this, not included, by the way. Let's get all cameras on that. First, we'll show our camera iPhone AW32. You know, if I had one more hand, not that I'm complaining, that would be a miracle. And I bought my 10W30. I bought them at the same time. I bought these replacement bolts to replace, once again, I think I mentioned this a moment ago, to replace our Allen ones. That's replaced. These are just going to go into the nut bin. That's not the nut bin. Okay, so we're going to shut it down. We're going to loosen this. We're going to get outside. And we're going to get splitting. There's a point where we're going to loosen that. So, hey, it's real time, guys. Don't complain if the camera's looking like this sometimes. I'm sorry, it happens. But we're going to go have some fun in a few minutes. Stand by. Okay, I have brought the log splitter outside. I've already filled the fluids mostly. So the oil, the hydraulic fluid, I put in the first run. You can see it kinda, it did start to move up the tube there, but we're going to run it. We're gonna move the pusher forward and back as much as we can, once or twice. And then we'll shut it down and add more, because I know it's not full. The oil, I think, you know, it says 0.4 quarts, but it overflowed before I got to that point, to a third. So be careful. And let's go ahead and start her up. So we're not too worried about editing. This is all live. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna turn on our gas. We're just gonna prime it a couple times. That's 6. Alright, we're going to flip our thing to choke. We're going to turn our power to on. Okay, alright, something's going right. Maybe not enough choke. Let's go ahead and give it a choke again. Take a look. Okay, so you see how that was jumpy? That is because it's not full of fluid yet. So we're gonna finish that part right now. And I think we should be good in just a moment. I filled up the hydraulic fluid. Check it again. How about that for interesting? Okay, start me up. I'm not going to choke it. I'm just going to see if it hangs where it was. Okay, we're going to choke that. Less air running through there now. is a bit of a break period, but this little guy has done this. I took quite a few breaks, and I guess at about 2 hours, 3 hours of work. What time is it? Yeah, not bad. Still more over there. Yeah, it's not even tired. I'm a little worn. I gotta get a drink myself. Here's what this little guy did. I'd say probably 90 minutes of actual work. Yes, the operator took way more many breaks than time, but it only ran for that much time. Holding up well. Take a look at it again. Got a little scuff from its own puller, but so what? It happens. I do find that I have to run with the choke about halfway throttled, because if it's all the way on run, it will stall when it gets to any kind of pressure at all. Maybe that's just mine, maybe it's a setting, but just when I leave it right there, I'm fine. And you just gotta listen to it too. And this is a brake, so yes, I have it left on. Power there. And don't forget your leader screw. Mine is open right now, that's why it's leaking, because I was just doing some work. And I usually spray some WD-40 on the rail, but I ran out, so I didn't do that today. Okay, well, thank you for watching. No leaks. Okay, good.